What's going on, everybody? So I am finally back. We're gonna do a quick trick tutorial. I haven't flown in a while, so I kind of need to warm up, but let's get into it. So basically everyone knows how to do a juicy flick, right? Juicy flick is half of a pitch and then half of a roll in either direction. But the problem with that is you end up facing the opposite way. So what I like to do to stylize that sometimes is I'll do a 180 yaw before I do a juicy flick, because when you do a juicy flick, you end up in now the same direction when you do half of a yaw first. All right, so this trick is pretty cool if you do it really close to the ground, because it gives it kind of like that weird, crazy effect of like, oh my God, what just happened? So once again, we're flying straight ahead, right? We're flying this way. We do the yaw, then we do the juicy flick, and then boom, you're in the same direction. So that's just one way to keep your momentum going, do a cool quick effect, and yeah, so let's go ahead and try it out. All right, so this trick is moderately difficult. The reason being is because in order to make it cool, you have to stay pretty low to the ground the entire time. But we'll break it down. So essentially, if you know how to juicy flick, it's just, okay, you should be able to know how to do that. But the problem with the juicy flick is you end up stopping your momentum, right? So what this trick does is it allows you to keep your momentum up with the yaw. And when you yaw, so we're going in a straight line, if you do a 180 yaw, now you can do the juicy flick and keep moving in that direction, okay? But the big difference is that when you're doing your yaw, the minute you do the 180, you want to essentially just hurry up and do the juicy flick, because that's what gives it the cool dynamic effect of like what's going on over here. Okay, so once again, start off by doing the yaw, and the minute you see yourself going backwards like that is the minute you want to blip yourself for the juicy flick, okay? The pitch needs to be extremely fast because you're going to be really close to the ground, and although you blip yourself up, you're going to be losing your altitude pretty quickly. Oh wow, an acorn just literally hit me in the arm. Okay, so once again, going straight, 180, look back, and do the juicy flick. Okay, so the faster you flick through the half flick, the slower you will be able to roll back. Okay, so if you watch me here, 30 seconds. Right, it's just like a regular juicy flick. The faster you flick forward, the slower you can roll back, because now you have time to compensate for it, and also you want to make sure you give yourself a nice blip just before you do the flick, okay? So this trick is cool when you do everything pretty fast, right? So you want the yaw to be pretty smooth, and then you want the rest of it to be fairly quick. You can go a little bit slower on the roll, but essentially you want to be pretty quick with the flick. All right, so what I like to do this trick is when I'm going through like two objects. So let's say I'm like coming through here, something like that. I give it a little bit of a different feel, because you don't have to necessarily be level to the ground when you do it either. You can kind of like roll over while you yaw. That also gives it like a cool effect. So there's different ways to go about it, but I'll let you guys decide how you want to do it, and that's pretty much the gist of it. So just remember to, when after you yaw, make sure that you do your pitch forward pretty quickly. And the rest should work out. So keep practicing that, and hope you guys enjoy.